I'm Peggy Semingson, and I want to talk a little bit about poetry and poets and why I like it and a few of my favorites. And I'm hoping that some of you will also comment if you like poetry too and why, and if you write it, it would be especially great to talk about what you write about, like what the recurring themes are that you keep revisiting. One of my favorite poets is Emily Dickinson, and I love her work because it's timeless. I'm interested in her personal narrative or life story, in that she was a loner and she would just scribble down these poems supposedly and store them away, and few read them, but looking back, her themes are timeless. And one of my favorite poems is Hope is the Thing with Feathers, and it's always encouraged me. I also like this poem called I'm Nobody, Who Are You? I'm nobody, who are you? Are you nobody too? Then there's a pair of us, don't tell. They'd banish us, you know. How dreary to be somebody, how public, like a frog. To tell your name the livelong day to an admiring bog. And it's just ironic, I think, because she later became famous, but she felt like she was nobody. I think we all feel like that sometimes. So, poems of Emily Dickinson have hope and inspiration for me. And I can also kind of personally relate to her style and persona. And I took a poetry class in college, and we read this compilation by X.J. Kennedy. And it was a real wide variety and cross-section of poetry. It even included song lyrics, like by Bruce Springsteen. One of my favorites is by Christina Rossetti, written in the 19th century. She's British, and it's an allegory for hope, again, a theme that I like to focus on, and it's called Uphill. Does the road wind uphill all the way? Yes, to the very end. Will the day's journey take the whole long day? From morn to night, my friend. But is there for the night a resting place, a roof for when the slow, dark hours begin? May not the darkness hide it from my face? You cannot miss that inn. Shall I meet other wayfarers at night, those who have gone before? Then must I knock or call when just in sight? They will not keep you standing at that door. Shall I find comfort, travel sore and weak? Of labor you shall find the sum. Will there be beds for me and all who seek? Yea, beds for all who come. And I like it because it just is hopeful in the end. You know, I think it's about death too, you know, travel sore and weak. Like reaching the end. So it's just a nice poem. I kind of like the darker themed poems. I always have. Anyway, so I like this book. I've kept it from my college days when I was about 19. I also have always loved the somewhat obscure poet T.S. Eliot. He became an American expatriate. I still have my notes in it from when I took this class in poetry in college, and my two favorite poems are the Lovesong of J. Alfred Prufrock, which is hardly a love song, full of great phrases and themes, and then of course the Wasteland, which has endless footnotes and explanation. But I still think of certain phrases from that, like during the month of April. You know, I think April is the cruelest month, and I hear T.S. Eliot's voice saying it too. So I appreciate his voice a lot. And my sister bought this for me, knowing I like Emily Dickinson. She bought the complete poems of Emily Dickinson, which I hope to read. Another poet I like is Sylvia Plath. I like her themes and tone. I don't always understand a lot of her poetry, but they say you need to read poems several times before you understand them. I'd like to write more poetry, but as of now, I have not, so that's a goal. And I would love it if anyone comments if they write poems and what themes kind of are prominent in their poetry. For me, in the poems I read, I like hope, and alternatively I also like kind of themes of darkness or confronting major life issues. Drama, if you will. I like drama in my poetry. So that's it. I'd love to hear what people are reading and thinking about.